The internet connects us like never before. It's where we talk, flirt, confess, and dream, often with people we've never even seen in person. We fall in love through screens. We trust usernames more than real names. But what happens when the person on the other end isn't who they claim to be? What if the sweet, innocent girl you've been chatting with is someone entirely different, someone with their own twisted reasons for keeping you hooked? What if I told you that two men fell in love with the same woman, a woman they had never met? One would end up dead, the other in prison. And the woman, she was hiding behind someone else's photos. This is not fiction. This is the tragic story of Brian Barrett, a young man caught in an internet love triangle. This is the Internet Killers. In 2005, Thomas Montgomery was 47 years old. He had a wife, two daughters, and a stable job at a factory in New York. To the outside world, he looked like a regular middle-aged man. But online, he was someone else entirely. He created a fake identity on Yahoo, a young, muscular, 18-year-old Marine sniper named Tommy. He called himself Marine Sniper. In his fantasy world, he was brave, desirable, a war hero. He even told people he was being deployed to Iraq. But Tommy's digital life wasn't just about pretending, it was about connection. Thomas connected with a girl named Jessi. She said she was 18, a high school senior from West Virginia. To Thomas, she was everything his real life was not. They chatted for hours, every night. They exchanged love letters, photos, even sent each other gifts. Thomas was obsessed. He even wrote a letter to himself as Tommy, saying goodbye to his old real self. Tom Montgomery is dead. He died when Tommy was born. The lines between reality and fantasy were gone. But there was just one problem. At the factory where Thomas worked, there was a young man named Brian Barrett, just 22 years old, smart, quiet, and well-liked. One day, Brian started chatting online with Jessi too. And unlike Thomas, Brian was actually young, actually single, actually real. As Brian and Jessi got closer, Thomas began to unravel. He couldn't take the jealousy. He would log into chat rooms, lash out, and threaten Brian. Brian didn't back down. In fact, he discovered the truth, that Tommy the Marine was actually a 47-year-old married man. Brian planned to expose him. Brian exposed Thomas to Jessi that he has been faking his identity and fooling her. This made Thomas angry. He decided to do something that no one can imagine. September 15, 2006. It was a regular Friday night. Brian had just finished his shift at the factory. Thomas was watching Brian's activity throughout the day. He got into his truck to go home day, and that's when it happened. Thomas pulled out his rifle and pointed towards Brian. 3 shots from his rifle, all fired at close range. Brian Barrett was dead. The factory parking lot became a crime scene. Police were called, and all eyes turned toward one man, Thomas Montgomery. Thomas Montgomery was arrested immediately. When the police searched Thomas's home, they searched his computer and they found it all. Emails, letters, printed out photos of Jessi, and chat logs that revealed his rage toward Brian. But the investigation wasn't over. Detectives tracked down Jessi, the girl both men had fallen for, and what they found shocked everyone. Jessi was not 18. She wasn't a high schooler. She was Mary Sheeler, a 45-year-old woman. The photos she used, they were of her own daughter, stolen and sent to strangers. She had catfished both men, playing them against each other. Mary confessed that she had done all this for attention and fun. Thomas Montgomery was arrested and charged. He pled guilty to manslaughter in 2007 and received a 20-year prison sentence. Mary was never charged. What she did was morally twisted, but legally not a crime. Brian's family was devastated. A young man with a bright future, lost in a digital illusion. This wasn't just a murder, it was a warning, a tale of catfishing before it had a name, of how fantasy online can blur into real-world consequences. 2 men loved a woman who didn't exist. One died, the other lost everything, and the puppet master vanished into the background. In the end, no bullets were fired online, no blood spilled in chat rooms. But it all started there. A lie, a fantasy, a woman who never existed, led to the death of an innocent man. The story of Brian Barrett isn't just about catfishing. It's about loneliness, obsession, and how far people will go to escape the reality they live in. And in a world where a username can be anyone, the real danger is not knowing who's on the other side of the screen. This is another case of internet killings. What do you think about it? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like and share, and subscribe to the channel for upcoming episodes of Internet Killers.